TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Well, this week we'll talk about how this recent events where the White House, the Biden administration, have been pressuring Netanyahu not to give certain jobs to people who have been elected by democracy here in the State of Israel, how Netanyahu answered back to that. And also, at the same time, how the U.S. and the Israeli Air Force work together in a joint training run, again, in training into bombing Iran when the day comes, if necessary. But first, let's say thank you. Thank you for everything you guys are doing. It is a blessing what you guys are doing here with us to feed the people here in the State of Israel. It really, really is something. You know, every once in a while, I just reiterate, and it's just something for you to know. It takes about $200 a week to feed a family here, and it's not what you have to give. It's just to let you know, and it's amazing the amount of food that we give them is really enough to help them out for the week. So it really is a blessing what you guys are doing here together with us. And like we always say, if you haven't been a part of this part of the ministry and you feel like you want to be, well, all you have to do is click the links that are below every video for the Patreon page or to the Support Us page. Or you can just go to thegoldenreport.com and go to the Support Us page there. And also, Ola was able to put up a new credit card way of supporting for those who don't feel they like Patreon or PayPal or all the other ways. So it really is a blessing what you guys are doing here. We are so blessed to be a part of what you guys are helping us do here. It really is amazing. The people here are so thankful, and we are so thankful. And God bless you all. So thank you. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it. Now we know that during the terrible terrorist attack last week in Jerusalem, during the explosions at two separate bombs at a bus station, we talked about it last time, Iran had hacked into the security cameras in the area and had a live feed. Also, one of the injured died in the hospital this week, unfortunately.
Yeah. So that wasn't last week. It wasn't what hadn't died, but this week one of the people who got hurt was finally died in the from their injuries in hospital. So
yeah, but
be with their families.
Why do you think they did it?
Well, it shows a couple things that Iran had a live feed to the terrorist attack. It shows a couple things. Number one, it shows is they were involved. They knew about it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that shows that. And number two, it was just they did it to be able to put out the videos viral so that everyone can see how successful they are in killing Israeli citizens, men, women, and children. It's just
and also how successful they were to just hack the cameras. But as I understand, those cameras, just regular CCTV or something like that, are not very secured or something.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit, Iran is just it really shows how where their principles are and everything, like we didn't already know. But Iran and Russia's always been known for good hackers. You know, they've cyber attacks, right?
Yeah.
Iran does a lot of cyber attacks because of it. Yeah. Iran is also now threatening to retaliate for the assassination of their Air Force officer from last week. Most likely this will be some sort of cyber attack, seeing how this is their favorite form of war right now, seeing how it does not seem to be answered by any military force. Because, it just sort of like what they do with Gaza, where, Gaza is able to fire a few rockets and Israel doesn't really do much, seems like, to go in. But so this is Iran's way of doing just a little bit of attacking Israel without having to worry about all-out war breaking out.
Yeah.
So this is their new threat now. They're going to be doing something because of that. In Beersheba, at the beginning of the week, a 28-year-old Arab from Rat tried to kill a Jew by running him down with his car in the morning. The Jewish man was not killed, only lightly injured. When we give you these pieces of terrorist attack news, like this one, for example, where they're running down on a car and everything. It's just to keep you up to date. If we did all of them, that was all week long. That's all we do for hours here, just doing one at a time, right? It's always going on right now. It's just everywhere you look, something's going on. After the pressure that the U.S. has been putting on Netanyahu not to give Ben-Gvir the Ministry of Interior of Security, he decided to not only give him this job, but even change the title to the Ministry of National Security and give him even more power and control to deal with the Arab terrorist problem that we're having here right now in the state of Israel that's uprising. So I think that was wonderful. So, we've been talking about it for over a week, how the U.S. has been putting a lot of pressure on Netanyahu. Don't let Ben-Gvir or Smotrich, these are two more extreme right-wing parties who had 14 seats, meaning over 15% of the state of Israel voted them in, wanted them there. And the U.S. Is trying to undermine the democracy process here and tell them, don't give them any jobs or anything. So the people of Israel spoke and said, this is what they want.
Yeah.
And Netanyahu answered back to the U.S. by saying, I'll give the people what they want and more.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It was great that he did it. It was very great. Yeah. The left-wing news networks in Israel trying to hide the truth about the terrible anti-Semitism the Israeli experienced from the citizens of the Arab countries during the World Cup in Qatar. Many Israelis uploaded clips showing how people from all countries showed great hatred towards the state of Israel. This is just left-wing media again,
Yeah.
They actually found one guy who had one little two-second clip with a guy who said he was from Iran and said that he loved him.
I love him. That's all. Yeah. It's good to have social media. Social media can be really bad.
Yes.
But in this case, it's good to have social media because people know, even though this left-wing news shows something, one of like thousands
of them, yeah.
One good thing, people know because we saw other things. We saw that they hate. They didn't let us use just to show our flag, which all other countries can do, but we cannot. They did talk like you're not welcome here and go away. Police, it's not only just citizens, protesters. No, it's police, it's forces. So Qatar is not very friendly to Israel.
Not only Qatar, but all the Arab countries were also there.
Everybody. And you think like only Iran and Qatar? No, there's like Morocco and all Israel. Arab countries. Yeah,
that's where where I believe the left wing here in the state of Israel go wrong. They, for some reason, are under some kind of La La Land idea that the Arabs down deep, they just want to have peace and they love us and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
That's the base of their beliefs, which is wrong. You should see this kind of stuff and see that it's been going on for thousands of years and it ain't changed and it ain't going to change. They just don't want us to exist. These people don't see the right for the existence of the state of Israel.
And Qatar openly fund terrorist organizations. We know that for many years.
Yeah.
So.
The Qatar is where all the money comes from. Every time Gaza gets a bucket load of money to rearm itself, it comes from Qatar every time.
And even though they say it's for people to improve their life, it actually goes to terrorists, to bomb us and our children. So, yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows the truth. It's a real problem that we all know about, but we just need to,
Yeah, I don't understand people who go. I love sport too, but none of the biggest event in sport won't force me or convince me to go to the state that support terrorism, that against us, hates us, want us dead.
Yes, absolutely.
You won't convince me to go there. Well. Kochavi, the commanding chief in the IDF, made a statement saying that politicians need to keep politics out of the army.
Yeah, well, in general, we know that's very true. All military should be out. Should be not with politics on the inside. Soldiers have commanders have orders, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So it's very true. The reason why he had this statement, this is right on his way out. He'll be leaving here pretty soon. The reason he said this is because of some of the recent problems that we've had, where soldiers, very few, like I think out of the entire IDF, there was two separate soldiers who kind of overstepped their borders and should be punished. I believe they should be punished for what they did. And one was caught on camera saying that now we're back in right-wing government, the Arabs need to look out, or something like that. It was wrong. It was wrong for him to say that, and it doesn't matter if you're right-wing or left-wing. Israel's always been fair with the too fair with the Arabs, and so it was just, that's the reason why Kochavi had to come out and say that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he felt bad that he even had to say something like that, especially right on his way out as one of his last major things, right?
Yeah. On Tuesday, another terrorist attacked north of Jerusalem in the Binyamin area. An Arab that worked in a grocery store in Ariel uses his car to run down a woman IDF soldier. In a car chase, the terrorist was caught minutes after.
Yeah, I think it was about 10 minutes after he actually was able to run her down. He was finally caught. It's just, like we said, if we talked about all of them, we'd be here all day long just talking about all the little attacks that everywhere.
We just give you samples just for you to know it continues. It's always going.
Yeah.
Every week we have different things. Like, but the woman wasn't injured seriously, as I understand. She
wasn't injured seriously, no.
Thank
I think
God.
it's 6 or 7 dead though this month already for from terrorist attacks this month.
Yeah.
During an arrest in an Arab village of active terrorists, the IDF armored jeep broke down and they had to be towed out. During the extraction of the vehicle, Arabs started a firefight and had one of the Arabs was killed. No IDF soldiers was hurt. It's just IDF in these areas sort of acts a lot like police. They go in to arrest a person, right? Could you imagine your forces going in and in any country you're at, and when they go to arrest a criminal, in this case a terrorist, a war criminal, the entire neighborhood, the entire city,
village
comes out of their houses with guns and starts firing on them. And the IDF just had a breakdown on one of their jeeps, and to just try to tow the thing out. But they got the guy they arrested. No IDF soldiers was hurt, and in the firefight, one of the Arab terrorists was killed.
Yeah.
So, Netanyahu is getting closer to forming the coalition and a new government. The earliest we could see the swearing-in ceremony would be on the 12th of December, but most likely it'll take more time than that. I think I said it from the beginning. If I was in his place, I would take my time.
You told me.
Yeah, there's no reason to hurry. You got it in the bag. Make sure you get a good, stable, wide-based coalition,
Yeah.
so that you don't have this problem again we've been having for the past 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. We don't want to go back to that.
Yeah. I said 3 years, 5 elections in 3 years.
Yeah.
Let's have a coalition that lasts the whole 4-year term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Israeli Arabs are now trying to get the UN to change Israel's Independence Day to Nakba Day as a day mourning the rise of Jewish state. Think about it. It's crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy. Nakba, it's like you force somebody to leave and you depress them. That's what they call Nakba. So our Independence Day, every time they have their Nakba Day, but it's not official. And now they're trying the UN to recognize it, our Independence Day, as their suppression day, or I don't know even how to call it, but this is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're trying to turn our Independence Day into the day of mourning of the rise of the state of Israel. That's insane. It's
just to
every
recall,
country has an Independence Day. What was it?
I'm sorry. Just to recall that they've been offered before the war started in 1948. They've been offered the two-state solutions. They refused to that.
Yeah.
And they open like a big fight against us. So it's like they never satisfy what they get. Then they blame us for what we didn't do, by the way. We didn't force them to leave and suppress them like they're trying to show us. So, and you know how many Jews left their homes to let them have their territories. We leave greenhouses, we leave land, and they're still not satisfied. It's still not good. Nothing good for them. They don't want two-state solutions.
Because they just don't want us here. That's it. It doesn't matter
Exactly.
what you offer. Netanyahu has stated that he's going to escalate Israel's stand against Iran and make it more public, as well as behind-the-scene moves to stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. This will cause turmoil with the U.S. and most likely cause Iran to rise up, be more aggressive with Israel. Yeah, this is... the whole reason why Netanyahu is doing this is because he sees how the world needs to see how dangerous Iran really is.
Yeah.
And it's just so he feels like he has to do this, even though he knows it's going to cause more troubles for the state of Israel, especially in the near future. Hopefully, long term, it might help suppress this this problem.
Yeah.
But only time will tell. But it's definitely an aggressive move on Netanyahu's side. The U.S. and Israel made another joint Air Force training run to get ready for the possibility of attacking Iran. This time, both countries took equal parts, and the U.S., even during the training exercise, gave relevant targets in Iran to train the bombing runs on strategic military targets. This is a big deal. Two things. This is the first time it's happened in this training run. Number one, it's the first time that U.S. and Israel worked together with fighter jets and bombing planes and refueling planes, Israeli and American, from beginning to end as an entire training exercise to bomb the Iran. And it's also the first time that the U.S. took part in the planning, and it took a front seat in attacking, training the Iran, giving targets and giving everything, and they made sure. Obviously, we're talking to you about it, so they made sure it's public.
Of course.
And so that means Iran knows all about it.
That's what they want.
So that was a big move on U.S. and Israel's part. Israel was always has been doing these training runs, but it's a big move actually on the U.S. and in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got anything you want to say?
No, I said enough.
You said enough? Since when?
No, I felt so.
Well, we love you guys, and we are so appreciative, and the people here you help are so appreciative of everything you do. And it's just an amazing thing to be a part of because of you guys. So don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next week,
Shabbat shalom.
God bless.